The toughest decision Wyatt Earp ever had to make as a peace officer in Dodge was what to do about Rocky Griswold and his gang of saddle tramps. Hank Drew, deputy U.S. Marshal, posing as an outlaw, had lured Rocky into attempting the robbery of a Santa Fe gold shipment. Under the law, this would be a plain case of entrapment, an illegal trick to capture outlaws for reward money. But on the frontier of 1878, many believed that a John Law should use any method to halt a robbery.
Shotgun at 9 o'clock. I want you to turn Saunders and McGeehan loose. You give them back their guns. Tell them I want them out of town by sunup. Yes, sir. Can I help you?
I'd like to talk to you alone if you're Marshal Earp.
I'm Marshal Earp. Mr. Gibbs, you take patrol, huh?
Good. I like any excuse to get out of this office for a spell.
Hank Drew, Deputy U.S. Marshal, Topeka, Kansas.
That's right.
Have a chair, sir.
Oh, that's the story. I've been living with Griswold and his boys near a month now. They trust me.
Well, you must be quite an actor, Mr. Drew.
It was my tip on the gold shipment that won Rocky over. He's needing money for grub.
Did Chief Marshal Hendon assign you to this deal?
Sure, why not?
Because it's entrapment, Mr. Drew. You're urging men to commit a crime so you can catch them. I think you're just a bounty hunter.
Well, your Sunday school ideas don't interest me, Earp. You got to cooperate.
I do.
I'll give you a cut of the reward money.
Now, you get out.
You still got to go along with me. You keep acting stupid and I'll spell it out for you.
Mr. Drew, you want to lose some teeth?
I'll be back, Earp. With orders.
Marshal Earp?
Yes.
Mr. Earp, I'm Joan Deming. My father owns the Bar W in Wyoming. He's coming in for more cattle and asked me to meet him here.
Yes. Sit down.
Thank you. That man who was just here, who is he?
Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you that, ma'am.
Well, he calls himself Hank Drew. He rides with Rocky Griswold.
Griswold. Cowhand, isn't he? Texas Circle Star outfit?
These are hard times in the cattle business. He got fired. Why would Hank Drew be talking to the law?
Why would you?
Mr. Earp, Rocky and his friends don't have jobs. They've appointed Rocky their boss, and I think Hank has persuaded them to do something wrong. I want you to stop them.
Wouldn't you have more influence?
No. No, I've tried. I've been buying food for the camp. There's not much money left. I don't trust Hank. I think he's the kind that would talk Rocky into robbing a bank or something and then tell the law.
Miss Joan, one thing I can tell you, and that is that if Mr. Griswold is interested in you, he'll listen to you. Now, you try again.
I'll tell Rocky I saw Hank talking to you. Maybe that'll...
No, don't do that. Rocky's liable to shoot him. There's still plenty of time for them to call off what they're planning. Now, if Rocky has it in him to keep straight, Hank Drew can't talk him into going crooked.
I'll give it another try. Thanks, Mr. Earp.
I have to send this telegram. I'll walk you over to your hotel.
We'll go up to his office, see if we can find him. Oh, here's Wyatt now. Wyatt, got to talk to you about something very important. Not only do you have the word of Deputy Marshal Drew, but you've heard from Mr. Caslin what he thinks about it. Mr. Caslin happens to be the chief special agent for the railroad.
I know, Mr. Caslin.
You're quibbling over ethics, Wyatt.
I risked my life to catch those criminals.
And he's still risking it. One word to the Griswold gang and he's a dead man.
Wyatt isn't betraying a marshal.
Well, I ain't none too sure of that.
Let you and I step outside, Mr.
I'll have none of that. You hold your temper, Wyatt.
Will you hold yours for a second? Now, Drew is a scalp hunter and a liar, Mr. Caslin. The so-called Griswold gang is a bunch of starving cowhands, not criminals. Now, Drew set up the whole job himself and talked them into it. Even if you caught him red-handed, you couldn't make your case stick. Judge Tobin would rule it entrapment.
That's for the court to decide.
I'll have no more argument. I'm mayor of this town. I hired you and I can fire you.
Then fire me.
All right, hold it, all of you. I want to talk to Wyatt alone. Now, Mr. Kelly, why don't you and Drew go over the Long Branch and, well, kind of settle your nerves, huh?
I'm still the mayor. Caslin will settle his hash.
That Irishman. Every time a real issue comes up, he backslays it. Now, you know the Santa Fe isn't going to go along with this frame-up.
Not if I had time. The bullion shipment goes east at noon tomorrow. There'll be special agents on the train, and more with a stage at Hayes City.
Well, then call it off. All you got to do is send a telegram.
There's Drew. Now, I can't take the responsibility of having him killed.
No. This is Chief Marshal Hendon's fault. I should get a reply from him first thing in the morning.
Drew's probably been lying to his boss, and all you'll get is a promise to investigate. Now, Wyatt, are you sure the Griswold outfit is just a bunch of cowhands and not men with records?
No, sir, I'm not positive, but one point I am going to insist on.
Yes?
If they do ride into this trap tomorrow, I don't want any shooting. I want them alive.
Well, that's fine with us. Our job is to protect Santa Fe shipments. But if Griswold does start some gunplay, I'm afraid I can't guarantee.
Well, sir, my deputies and I, we might give you that guarantee.
You'd fight on the side of train robbers?
Mr. Caslin, if officers don't respect the law, how are you going to get outlaws to? Now, Mr. Drew is bringing a rotten deal into my town, and one way or the other, he's going to regret it. I'll try and keep you out of this mess if I can, but don't you start the shooting.
Nothing real serious below the line, Wyatt. Had to dunk a few drunks in a water trough. Say, they tell me Caslin of the Santa Fe's in town.
Yeah, I was just talking to him. Yeah, I got a job for you. I want you to catch 2 a.m. freight. East Junction. You send that telegram from there.
Pinkerton Agency, St. Joe, Missouri. Yeah, heap easier to send it from here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it sure would, but Mr. Kirby over at the telegraph office talks too much.
Yeah.
I got a real long story to tell you when you get back.
Say, Wyatt, I sure would like to take the boomer back down here. Of course, fare'd be up around 80 cents.
Well, I think we can afford that, Mr. Gibbs. You just take the boomer. I want you to get back here in plenty of time in the morning, though. There may be trouble.
That boomer will get me back here on time.
Boss, are we out of coffee?
I don't know. Look at Hank's grub sack. He ought to have some.
Got no coffee. Some beans and some moldy salt pork. Where is Hank?
He should be back any time now.
You reckon Herb nabbed him?
Oh, Hank Drew's too smart.
Hey, here comes Miss Joni.
Howdy, Miss Joni.
Howdy, Miss Joni.
I asked you not to come back here.
You're hungry, aren't you?
Hi, Joni.
Hello, Tex. Eat hearty.
Grub. Oh, bless your little soul.
Hands off.
What?
We're not taking any more charity from Miss Deming.
You don't have to eat it.
Oh, we're hungry, boss.
All right, if you got no more pride.
We'll pay Joni back in gold. Food, fellas, we eat.
Rocky, what did Tex mean when he said you'd pay me back in gold?
Nothing.
Hank Drews talked you into robbing a bank or something.
I ask you to forget me. I ask you to stay in town.
I saw him in Dodge last night. He was talking to... So what you're up to doesn't fool me.
All right?
You'll be caught. You'll be sent to prison.
Well, I said all right.
If you really feel that way, then you're not worth bothering about. The other boys elected you to find them jobs, not to lead them into a trap set by Hank Drew.
Trap? Are you loco?
He'd do it, Rocky.
No, he wouldn't. He likes living. Now, come on, get on your horse.
If you'll give up this idea, I'll marry you today.
Oh, sure. And live on what? Handouts from your dad?
No, my father will hire you as his foreman. He'll hire all those boys.
Your father's almost broke, Joni.
Broke? He is not. Who told you such a thing?
Come on, there's no use arguing. Come on. Now, you're gonna get up on this horse.
Here's Drew now. He sold you out. I saw him in Marshal Earp's office last night. Ask him if he wasn't in Wyatt Earp's office last night.
Get down, Hank. Watch your hands.
We got nothing to quarrel about, Rocky.
Come on. This side. Come on.
What's wrong, Rocky?
Miss Deming says she saw Hank talking to Wyatt Earp.
You double-cross...
Hold it, Joe. You want to call Miss Deming a liar?
I sure don't. I had to talk to her.
How's that?
I forgot to check my gun like a greenhorn fool. One of Earp's deputies picked me up. Earp didn't search me, though. Here's the map to the Santa Fe depot. It's all you need for the job.
What'd you talk to Earp about?
Oh, nothing much. Chewed me out for packing a gun, let me off without a fine.
Give me a gun.
Sure.
All right, now we'll talk this thing over and put it to a vote. I'm in favor of a fair trial. Come on.
I don't think these cattlemen have any records. The Pinkertons are sending a man so that Drew can't put over any false identification on us. But I'm still hoping that Miss Jones talked Griswold out of it.
What if she hadn't?
Well, we could meet him outside of town, but that'd mean a fight. I think our best bet is to let him hit the station, and we'll try and push in between Griswold's bunch and Caslin's agents.
Protecting train robbers against Santa Fe special agents?
You heard the order, didn't you?
Now, we got to go along with this entrapment. I'm part of a dirty deal, but I don't want to make it any dirtier than I have to by shooting up the Griswold bunch. I trust Caslin, but I don't know whether he can control his agents.
Oh, I get it, Mr. Earp. We sucker Griswold into an attempted robbery, but we don't bushwhack him.
That's right. It's not a very nice distinction, but that's the best we can do at the moment. Well, let's start loading the shotguns, huh?
Yep.
All right, you've heard Hank's story and the whole plan. Should we trust him or call it off?
Rocky, I've sponged my last grub from Miss Joan or anybody else. I can't live on air waiting for the cattle business to start up again.
Oh, you're right.
Certainly we can.
All right. You vote for taking the gold.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Done. Okay, Hank, you'll ride with us. But no gun. Now, if you have sold us out, when the shooting starts, you'll be riding in front. Come on, boys.
Any luck, Miss Joni?
I'm not sure. Can't we talk inside?
Mr. Gibbs, you take the boys on over to the station. Come on, Miss Joni.
I broke my promise, Mr. Earp. I told Rocky I saw Hank talking to you.
Why'd you do that?
I tried everything else. I offered to marry Rocky, but it was the same thing.
Did you suggest that Drew might be selling him out?
Yes. He said Hank wouldn't dare, that he wanted to stay alive.
Did he admit that Drew planned the robbery?
There was common talk around camp that Hank was planning something.
That may do it.
Do what?
tell you in a second.
Wyatt send you here to help us?
That all depends. Why, I don't want nobody shot.
Well, you go back and tell him I can handle this. You interfere, and there's going to be trouble.
Mister, I got my orders. Boys, the stage will unload over yonder. If Griswold comes, he'll have to round that corner. We'll just wait over here behind this wagon. Now, you boys just rest easy. Wyatt wants this done his way.
What's wrong?
Take another look at this map. You sure you decoyed Earp out of town?
At 11 o'clock, Cy Brislin's gonna come busting into town yelling big stage robbery north of Dodge.
Well, we'll have time to be sure Earp and his men have gone. Anything else, Tex?
Yeah. Look yonder.
It's Earp. Get him.
Hold it, hold it.
Marshal Drew, you're under arrest.
Marshal Drew.
That's right. U.S. Deputy Marshal. Topeka. I said you under arrest, mister. You get down from there.
You can't arrest me, Earp.
Now move over there. You're charged with suborning a felony. You planned a Santa Fe holdup and encouraged those men to try it.
You dirty double-crosser. Get him, Rocky.
Hold it, Tex.
Don't be a fool. Marshal Earp will send Hank to prison.
Yeah, and what happens to us?
You can do as he tells you, or ride into ambush at the station, or turn around and run for Texas.
Mr. Griswold, I'm going to need your testimony in order to convict Drew. Are any of your men wanted in this state?
Well, I don't know.
What's the matter with you, Rocky? Letting one John Law run a bluff on us? Get him and Drew and let's get out of here.
Hold on, Tex.
No!
You'll have to shoot me first.
Get back, Tony. Get back. I bungled this, trusting Drew. And you men feel like shooting cut loose on me.
It was a crazy idea, boss. We're all to blame.
Thanks, Joe. Now we do as Earp says.
Mr. Griswold, get one of your men to patch him up. Get on your horse.
Take care of him, Joe.
And I'm saying Rocky Griswold and every one of his men are wanted for robbery and cattle stealing. Earp had no right to arrest me. I'm a deputy U.S. Marshal trying to do my duty. Earp should be arrested for interfering with a federal officer. I'm charging you with obstruction of justice.
It's a clear case, and don't say I didn't warn you, Wyatt.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kelly, but he stays in jail until Judge Tobin gets here.
No, I'm not. I'm walking out of here right now.
Wyatt, he can sue the city.
From prison, let him sue.
Wyatt, you're taking a pretty big gamble. Now, supposing Griswold and his boys run out on you, what then?
I don't know. Maybe I'll go to jail.
You can't trust a John Law to keep his word. Look at Drew.
And I can't trust you. You started out to be a criminal this morning. Mr. Earp stopped you. He's giving you a chance to be an honest man or an outlaw.
Maybe he is.
Mr. Earp's in a tight corner. He's counting on you and the boys to tell the truth about Hank Drew. Either you be in court or forget about me.
Marshal Earp, Mr. Drew, will you please step forward? Mr. Earp, this court does not condone entrapment or suborning a felony. But Mr. Drew is denied under oath that he plotted the robbery or encouraged the Griswold outfit to attempt it. And Mr. Caston has stated that he has no direct knowledge of Deputy Marshal Drew's work in uncovering this robbery scheme. Mr. Caston, the court understands that you merely had a tip from the Chief Marshal's office in Topeka?
That's right, sir. But Wyatt did protest to me that Drew...
Hearsay and irrelevant. Mr. Drew, according to the testimony offered here, was acting as an undercover man, a function of police work. Marshal Earp, in the absence of supporting testimony, this court must find you guilty of obstructing justice.
Order!
Your Honor, I'm Rocky Griswold. I want to tell you the truth about this man, Hank Drew.
You tell the truth. You're a wanted outlaw, and so are all your men.
Quiet!
Your Honor, if the court please.
Yes?
Before Mr. Griswold testifies, I'd like to call Mr. Jacobs of the Pinkerton Detective Agency.
For what purpose?
Mr. Drew here claims that Mr. Griswold and all his men are wanted men. And Mr. Jacobs is here through the courtesy of Mr. Allen Pinkerton to give the court proper identification.
Very well. Mr. Drew, Mr. Griswold, take your seats. Let Mr. Jacobs take the stand. Place your hand on the Bible. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Sit down.
Mr. Drew, I say that this man sitting there is Mr. Harry Griswold, who's worked as ramrod for various cattlemen. Now, who do you say he is?
I say he's Harold Griffin, alias Rocky Turner, wanted for cattle stealing and bank robbery.
Mr. Jacobs, do you have any file on a Mr. Griffin or a Mr. Turner?
Yes, I know Rocky Turner. Griswold is not Turner. You can see for yourself, Judge.
Mr. Drew, of this entire group, you have correctly identified just one man, Tex Oliver. He's wanted in Missouri for violating his parole.
Well, if Pinkerton say so, don't make it the truth.
The court believes Mr. Jacobs' testimony. The court also believes what Mr. Griswold and Marshal Earp have said about you. Marshal Earp.
Yes, sir.
You will hold Mr. Drew for trial on charges of perjury and suborning a felony. Court's adjourned.
Sure got a nice day for traveling. Well, I'd better turn off here, get back to my job. I wish you both a lot of luck.
I still can't understand why you went to all that trouble.
Well, Miss Joni wants a husband.
That's not the reason.
Goodbye, ma'am.
Why did he do it?
Not for us. He did it for the law, to keep it honest and fair.